AVtv is a product of the AV journalism class produced for the students of Amador Valley High School. The views expressed on the show do not represent the views of AVHS teachers, admin, or PUSD personnel.
Good morning, Dons. Today is Wednesday, January 20th, and I'm Somia.
And I'm Nina.
Today is specifically a big day for national news.
You're right, Somia. Today is Inauguration Day, the day President-elect Joe Biden officially swears into office and takes his place as President of the United States, with VP Kamala Harris by his side.
Tensions may be high because of the recent controversy over the election results, but the important thing is the country is turning over a new leaf in the midst of a crisis.
Thankfully for our students and staff, we here at AVJ are hard at work keeping you as updated as possible, and will be covering everything and anything you need to know. So make sure you check out www.amadorvalleytoday.org throughout the week.
Also, as always, if you want to connect with us through email to send us some feedback, or if you have a great idea for a story, please reach out to us at avtv@rocketmail.com. First up, for anyone who missed the last ASB and class shirt pickup date, there will be another pickup date 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the Leadership Room, M1, near the Amador Cafe.
Thank goodness there's another day for pickup. I missed the other dates, so this is perfect.
Well, Nina, that's leadership for you, always making sure that us Amador students have what we need to succeed.
So true. We are very lucky to have them. Additionally, the yearbook staff has been planning and working tirelessly on this year's yearbook. From what we know, they will be planning on doing a chronological book this year, which will be covering each month separately. So as more starts happening, there will be more coverage in the yearbook.
The good news is that they will be documenting everything, all the way through graduation, but this also means we will be getting the books in late July, like last year. So students, to make our yearbook the best that it can be sure to look out for emails requesting quotes, data collection, and photos.
The books will only be for sale at yearbookordercenter.com. Just make sure to use the code 7188. No books were sold at registration or through the Amador web store, so if you're unsure if you have already purchased one, you can check your order at ordercenter.com.
The current price of each yearbook is $100. Make sure to order yours today.
Let's get into today's news brief. Today we have a briefing on COVID, right?
Yep, as it continues to dominate the news around the world, you might have heard about new variants of the virus. Variants are when a virus mutates over time, meaning that the spike protein that the virus uses to enter our body's cells changes. One of COVID's variants, named B.1.1.7, has been in the news a lot, spreading through the United Kingdom late last year. As of January 15th, it's been detected in 52 countries, including America.
The main cause for concern is that data so far estimates that B.1.1.7 is 56% more contagious than previous variants. A CDC study says that modeled trajectory of this variant in the United States exhibits rapid growth in early 2021, becoming the predominant variant in March.
Besides B.1.1.7, other variants have been detected. Most importantly is the South African variant, B.1.351, which has some scientists fearing that it might become more resistant to the antibodies the vaccine produces if further mutations occur.
Research is still being done, but so far there is no conclusive evidence that any of these variants affect the efficiency of current vaccines. The CDC also reports that so far there is no evidence that these variants cause more severe illness or increased risk of death.
With ICUs full to the brim across the Bay Area, Dons, let's remember to stay safe and each do our part to slow the spread.
Last week, we aired a segment explaining only one side of how teachers are requiring students to keep their cameras on. We apologize for not considering both, and we're here today with a segment about the importance of cameras being on. We spoke to Amador teachers and got their opinions on the situation.
Since Alameda County remains in the purple, there is no sign that we'll be going back to school in person anytime soon. Zoom classes may be a big part of our future, which is why Principal Butterfield sent out an email last semester about the need for students to keep their cameras on.
So the main issue when students do not keep their camera on is the difficulty of building relationships in the classroom and with the teacher. And so I'm all about building relationships with our student, whether we're in person or remote.
In an email sent home on December 2nd, Butterfield said, "During synchronous instructional times such as Zoom, Google Meets, and while participating in breakout groups or small sessions, students are expected to have their cameras turned on and be visually present for live virtual instruction."
I thought it was very effective. It made a difference right away, and already this semester, nearly all of my students have their cameras on. I know what they look like now. I can recognize them.
The issue around poor internet still throws a wrench into this situation, and how the faculty addresses these problems in terms of grading and punishment is still up in the air.
The punitive measures if a kid does not have his camera on for whatever the reason is, the teachers take into account that not every kid has great Wi-Fi, and so that the punishments upon kids who don't have their cameras on is not so harsh that it really disrupts their ability to earn a good grade in the class.
As we have learned over the past year, having a social connection is extremely important to our well-being. The easiest way to interact with others during this time is to turn your camera on during class and engage in group discussions. This has been Nick Strain with AVtv. Now back to you in the studio.
Now we have a commercial from AV Mentors.
Let's check it out.
Interested in doing something over the summer but you're not sure what to do? Be sure to check out AV Mentor's Summer Opportunities presentation today at 10:40, where they'll be covering stuff like how to find internships, how to apply, asking teachers for personal recommendations, writing essays, and more. Be sure to check them out at bit.ly/AVMentorsClub at 10:40 today. See you then!
Now for a commercial from the Investment Club.
Let's check it out.
Hey guys, thanks for showing up to prep for the next meeting.
Let's check in with the stock market simulation game since it ends in April.
Sounds good. Then we can present on passion projects like political economics and paying for college.
We can meet in mentor groups to review last week's concepts.
Just a reminder, our guest speaker is showing up on January 27th.
See you guys Wednesday at 3 p.m.
Dons, let's head to a segment with Dr. Haglund to talk about the possibilities, benefits, and drawbacks of going back to school.
Hey Dons, even though we are still in a period of extended shelter in place, most of us are wondering if there is a plan for us to come back to school this year. So we went to see PUSD Superintendent Dr. Haglund and asked him 5 of the most common questions we get. I actually wrote this up in an article that you can find on AmadorValleyToday.org, but we thought you might like an overview of the Q&A. Before we start, I need to emphasize that it's important to remember that AV is a public school, so we are bound to the rules of the Alameda County Health Office. Whatever plans PUSD makes, we will always follow the recommendation of the County Health Department, as you will hear Dr. Haglund reiterate in his answers. Okay. Now to the overview.
Once we get into the red tier for 2 weeks, then the state will start to allow schools to reopen again. And so that plan that we had proposed that would have started on December 1st or November 30th would start 2 weeks after we enter into the red tier. So we start first with the pre-K through second grade students, then grades 3 through 5. Then the proposal was to bring back 6th grade students and 9th grade students first for a week, because those are kids that have never been on their new campuses yet.
Yes.
So give them a chance to get to know it, to get to meet some teachers without having the big mean old seniors beating them up all the time. Give them an easy entry onto the campus. And then the following week, bring back the 8th graders and the 12th graders. And then the third week out, bring back the 7th graders and the 10th and 11th grade students. example, we have installed the highest level filter that the system so that's called a MERV 13 filter, which captures particles including the virus. Again, it's about circulating the air more than anything else. They've gone through and they've tried to work it out so where any classroom that has a window has an open window. In other words, the ones that were painted shut, they've tried to scrape them out and make them so that they can open. They will have either mounted hand sanitizer in each classroom at the door or bottles if they don't have a space to mount it. They've got the wipes. They've got the masks for all the teachers, both shields and masks. There are supplies of masks and other forms of PPE for students in case students forget them. At Amador, when you've got two doors in most of the classrooms in Amador, one on the outside, one on the inside. And the way it's going to work out largely is that you'll go in one door and you'll go out a different door so that as students circulate, they're not passing face to face. There's testing for the teachers right now. We're working on trying to get testing set up for students. Cohort size is a big deal with keeping people safe. And so as long as they've got those rules at the secondary level where you can only have so many kids and they can only be together one time a day, and you have to, right now the rules say you have to deep clean a space anytime a cohort transitions.
From what you said, though, it seems like a lot of precautions have been taken, which is so nice to hear. It's heartening to hear. So, well, I guess we just have to keep our fingers crossed and see what it looks like.
I guarantee you there is not a person in this district that wants to get back on campus more than I do.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to get there as soon as I possibly can, but I won't get there until I know I can get there with you guys safely.
Again, for the full transcript of the 25-minute interview with Dr. Haglund, please visit amadorvalleytoday.org, where you will find in-depth answers to the questions mentioned in the video. This has been Somya Sahai with AVtv and a back-to-school update with Dr. Haglund. Back to you in the studio.
We're already 19 days into 2021, yet it still doesn't feel like a new year.
I get what you mean, Nina, and it's pretty scary going into a new year after what happened last year.
Well, our teachers know that feeling too, and they want to cheer us up in the 2021 spirit by wishing us a happy new year.
Let's end today with some of the messages from our teachers, and stay tuned for Friday's show where we have even more to show you.
Hi, I just wanted to wish you all Happy New Year. Here's to making 2021 a bit better.
Happy New Year, everyone. We accept the challenge of 2021. It won't be easy, but it'll be worth it.
I am thrilled to say goodbye to 2020 and Happy New Year and 2021 to you all.
Happy New Year, Dons, from Mrs. Wolgemuth. Make it a great one.
That was so nice. It's comforting to hear that our teachers feel the same way we all do and miss us just as much as we miss them.
I know, right? I totally miss seeing all of mine in person and can't wait to finally meet them face to face once it's safe. Well, that's it for today. Don't forget, you can also send someone a birthdaygram. Just go to the AV web store and send us an email at avtv@rocketmail.com.
All right, that's it for today. Make sure you check back with us on Friday for even more news, announcements, and profiles.
Thanks for joining us, Dons. Our goal is to make sure we keep you connected. So when the world shuts down, we push ahead because news matters.
And remember, Dons, it's always a beautiful day here at Amador.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day.